Alright guys, welcome back to Clav Bricks. This is part 2 of our What If Captain Carter and the HYDRA STOMPER set. This is where we were up to with the build, and I've opened bag 2 off the camera so we can continue. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build Red Skull, but I can already see one issue and I'm going to point it out once I am up to it. But for now we will just source the Red Skull and put him together. And once I find the pieces for the world's worst decision Lego ever made, then I'll be able to show you. He's only got one side compared to Peggy Carter's / Captain Carter's two-sided face. That's totally fine. Red Skull, he doesn't have any hair on his minifig, so it totally makes sense. Now, I'm sorry Lego, but these here are the definition of trash. These need to go as soon as possible. Disgusting. Disgusting blaster. That is terrible. It is shameful that these actually shoot. It should not be like that. The previous blasters were totally fine. You did not need to do this to my blasters. You did them dirty. You actually did them dirty. So, after my little rant about that, that's the Red Skull, and this I believe is the Tesseract. I've never seen this sort of brick before. That's really unique. Okay, cool. So I assume he has the Tesseract at the moment, and Captain Carter is sort of using the HYDRA STOMPER to chase him. I'll just put him up the back. Again, we've got an issue with balancing these minifigs because they often don't think about the weight distribution of having those items on one minifig, even though in the booklet it says he doesn't have to hold the Tesseract. I still think weight distribution-wise it is slightly wrong to do. But what am I to make judgment? So, as of recording this, What If has not come out yet. I like it when they print things like this. It's something that I really do prefer than the stickers, just because I guess sticking that down anyway would be very, very difficult, and it would not be easy to put on there. I'm sorry, what? Okay, alright, I need an explanation. What is this? I've never seen this in a booklet before. Click, 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 cat, clicksicus, and then click in someone's language. I'm not sure, I can't read that. But okay, I guess we're clicking it in. This definitely reminds me of the Knight's Kingdom booklets that I went through the other day. It's funny how that always comes back to previous Lego sets when you're building new ones. You just never know when they're going to sneak up on you. Like, all of a sudden there's a piece that you used once when you were a child and it brings back nostalgic memories. That's the sort of stuff that I go through on this channel. Lots and lots of that. Now this piece here, this must be an arm or a leg because it looks like it's jointed for here in the build. So looking at what we've got here, that's my best guess. Now we're just going to put these edge pieces on here like that. There we go. And continue with another one of these, but on the side. That's really creative, how they've managed to make that perfect. That's good math. I really, really respect that. That takes a lot of planning. From the mocks, the brief mocks that I've made, that takes a lot of planning. I'm actually thinking about doing a series of mocks based off of Spider-Man, the animated series, I think it's called. I haven't decided what size base plate I'm going to use yet, but once I decide that, then every single build will sort of fit a criteria for that, and hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit of a series out of that, and we can get a few videos up. I guess a week, maybe? I don't know. There's actually so many episodes for the show, so depends how far I want to take it. Like, if I want to do every season, if I want to do the first season, it really depends. But there is a lot of potential. Do you see that fly at the back? It is the middle of winter. What are you doing? What? Are you right? Yes, this is definitely a leg piece, I think, based off where we are at with the build. And it looks like we just click it into the leg on this side of the build, which doesn't really make any sense unless it spins inwards. It must spin inwards like that. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a leg on of bag 2. And after this, we will do bag 3, hopefully, in this video. Although, it really does depend on time constraints and how we are progressing with the build. This is the same thing, but just flipped onto the other side. So it's not too bad to do. We already know how to build most of this, so we should just be able to fly through with this part. Again, with the click thing that I thought was weird, but that's okay. We'll click that into there. Click, 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 click. Got to make the sound with it. Put that on there. I'm actually really, really, really excited for this show. It's very different compared to a lot of the things that Marvel have done. And a lot of the stuff actually on Disney Plus at the moment is very different. And by that I mean, you know, we started with TV shows. So we started with The Mandalorian, then WandaVision, and that came out with The Winter Soldier. I'm trying to think what the other ones are. Obviously Loki. And then from there, we sort of had this, what's the word? Boom, I guess, of, I guess, Disney shows, you would call them now. But with that I mean Marvel and the Star Wars series sort of have boomed with their production of shows. One of which that I find interesting, that I'm sort of leading to, is that Star Wars are doing an anime show, which I thought was quite strange, because like I never in a million years would have thought there would be a Star Wars anime. You know, like that to me is baffling. What if an animated MCU timeline, technically MCU based show? You know, like we didn't expect this to sort of stem from such a simple sort of concept, but Disney Plus, they really are sort of leading the way with their originals, and Netflix has dropped the ball sort of. I think they can't compete with Disney because Disney own pretty much all the IPs that, you know, people really want to watch at the moment, especially with adding Star. You know, like Star has included more adult style movies, like Die Hard, for example, is now on Disney Plus Australia. I don't know if Disney Plus America and Australia deviates like too much from each other, but I think there is some differences between the two. So in Australia, we've got Die Hard and some other things. So that clicks on there just for the video, and in there, and that's how you've got the knee join and the crotch join. So now I think we're going to do 2 feet. So this has to do this twice. So we'll try and do 2 simultaneously. This doesn't always work. Unfortunately, it's not great for video purposes, but I will try my best to make it work. Grab the wrong piece, that's okay. And we'll put those all together at the same time. So, like, I like it when Lego lets you know ahead of time that you're doing 2 of them. I don't like it when you don't read ahead, and then it's like, oh, I was meant to do 2 of those, and you have to go back and then reread everything that you just did. That's frustrating, but I was warned ahead of time, so if it was missed, it was my own fault, not Lego's on this one. But they're the feet joins coming along nicely. Pretty simple, I think. I don't see any complexities that we are going to struggle with at the moment. Although I don't know which... Oh, actually, no, this would be the base of the feet. So it's probably going to look like that on its side. So just sort of, yeah, perspective in the builds, like as you're reading the booklets, sometimes can change. So just be aware of that. If you think like something's going to look a certain way, trust me, Lego really does surprise you. So with a set like this, it's quite fun to be kept on your toes. Other sets, not so much. It's not so fun. Now, I also was looking into that brick from the last part in here that I thought glowed. So far, I haven't seen it glow. I actually don't know what it is. It could be a recycled piece, potentially. And that's why it's got a warning. Because Lego actually are doing some recycled pieces now from recycled plastic, but I don't know. I think you have to separately order them. although I could be wrong. Like, that's the way I thought it worked. Yeah, again, we'll have to see. I have to do more research on it. I don't really know enough about those parts and sort of where they've been distributed. And I guess one recycled part would be more expensive than a normal piece of Lego, just because the recycle and manufacture process would be quite costly. I think I've actually been given 2 sticker sheets. I literally asked for this like a video ago, and I don't know if they meant to give me double up sticker sheets, but I'm really happy that I have got some extras, because like, stickers are my worst nightmare at the moment. I go too fast with the video, and then all of a sudden I've made several mistakes, and I'm like, oh no, I can't peel that sticker off because it won't be able to be applicable again. So at the moment we're just building up the feet, I think. I hope we're building up the feet. I've made a good guess here. And then in the next bag I assume we'll be doing the arms for the most part. That's just the foot there, I guess, at the moment, to the back, for those who would like to see. And then after the arms, I think we'll just do the head, and the head should have a compartment for the minifigures to slip into, or a minifigure to slip into. I think Steve Rogers would be the one piloting the mech, as Captain Carter is the one with the superpowers. We're just going to fit the... what are they called? Mental blank. These pieces, corner pieces, I guess you'd call them, to the build. I have put that on incorrectly. I apologise. I will fix that. So they look like that on one side. So I'll try and do these at the same time so that you guys can view as best as you can. I'm actually really hoping that they do more of these after the series has come out, because obviously there's going to be more seasons. They already pretty much confirmed that to be the case, although it could bomb and they could cancel, but it's definitely got so much potential, so I don't see it happening that it would be cancelled. So now we're just putting the feet on. The pieces are, I don't like the feet strength, but it's not the worst I've used, to be fair. Okay. You want to see something funny? I did a dumb. So that's the leg piece anyway. It should sit like that. I just need to fix this. Okay, so after a lot of fiddling, turns out I placed one of these parts on upside down, and that's what caused the issue. It's all fixed now. We can put the other foot on, and he should... Okay, I was wrong. I admit it, I was wrong. The feet actually work. They are sturdier than this stupid Thor's mech that doesn't work at all. Disgusting. This thing, disgusting. Look at those feet. They suck. That is terrible, that build. So, it's my little rant. Okay. We can move on from that. Now I think we're going to do the head portion based off what I can see is left in terms of the parts. I think the head will just clip on at the top, and then in the next build we'll be able to have the minifigures go inside the build. And then once that's done, we can look at sort of fitting the set all together and having it ready to go for viewing on a shelf. That should be all good. At the moment, we're just sort of building up this piece. It's like a weird sort of join with a bar piece on it at the moment for the hinge of the head. I think as well we're going to do the ears, maybe, by the look of these. They sort of fit on the side of the helmet. Like that. That goes on here. I'm just going to have to try and make this as good as possible, I guess, to being straight. Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, like that. Looks close enough, I'd say. That's a pass. And then it should just go on here, I think. So, like, in here, there's, like, some joins. Oh, yeah. Man, I wish Bionicles were that simple. Well, that's heaps easier. Cool. Okay, now we just fit some arms on here. And this should just clip right in. Oops, wrong way. This should just clip right into the mech armor. And you should be all good to go once that's done. And then we can move on to the third bag. I think I'll have to do a third part for that bag just because of how long it's taken to build this second bag. But that's totally fine. I'm happy to break these videos down if it makes it more palatable. No problem with that. Yep, they should clip in here. Bit of a weird system, I think, but it works. And then it should look like that. That should be where you're at with the build. And if I look on the next page, yep, up to bag 3. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.